Hi, I'm Kim Kohler. You may have seen my videos under Emerging Creatively Tutorials, or ECT TV, and I have decided to drop Emerging Creatively Tutorials. It's confusing and a mouthful, and I'm just going to be myself, Kim Kohler, Kimberly Kohler. This year I'm planning on bringing you more jewelry tutorials, but I'm also going to be doing videos about jewelry design, creativity, and ways to get ideas. And also, I've been doing a lot of art journaling and kind of incorporating that into my jewelry designs as well, so I'll be bringing you videos about that as well. So today I have a jewelry design video for you, and what this video is going to be is an introduction to the 7 basic principles of jewelry design. I have a brand new jewelry design workshop for sale, and in it I go into these 7 basic design principles more fully, plus I give you a whole lot of inspiration, prompts. It's really a workshop to help you find your own creative style, your own personality in your jewelry making, and make designs that you come up with yourself from your own inspirations. And it's just my whole process. So if you want to check that out, there's a link below the video in the description for the video to take you over to that workshop so you can learn more about it. It's a pretty inexpensive price right now. I'll probably be raising the price at the end of January 2018. So I encourage you to check that out. But today I'm just going to give you an overview and kind of give you an example, just kind of illustrate these basic 7 principles of jewelry design. If you prefer to learn by reading, I will have a link below this video to a blog post where all this is written out. The main thing I want to tell you about these 7 basic principles before we even get started on what they are is that a lot of times you won't even think about them. They come to mind while you're designing jewelry, but most of the time when they come into play is when something's wrong. You're looking at your jewelry piece, something isn't quite right, and you can't quite figure it out. Then go to these 7 principles and see what it is that is not working. You know, is the balance off? Is the movement off? You put emphasis somewhere that you don't want it. So that's the main thing you want to think about. Don't get bogged down by them, or at least I don't. I don't get bogged down by it. Every time I'm making a necklace or bracelet or something, I don't necessarily think of each of these 7 principles. But they are in the back of my head, and I know something's wrong. I can go to them and see, oh, maybe this is what's off. Okay, so let's get started. I'm going to go to my work table so I can show you a necklace, which is one of my favorite necklaces. And as we go through these principles, I can kind of show you with that example how all the principles come into play. Here is a necklace. It's one of my favorites. I actually do wear this one all the time. I have an outfit it goes with that I wear all the time, probably because I love this necklace so much. Sometimes I choose my outfit based on the jewelry I want to wear. I'm going to use it as an example throughout to kind of show you what I mean by some of these terms. It won't work for all of them, but it's going to work for a lot of it. So number 1 is balance, and balance is just the distribution of visual weights of materials, colors, texture, and space in jewelry design. So visual weight is just when you look at it. It's not necessarily how heavy the necklace is, although that could probably help guide you. There are 4 types of balance. Symmetrical, which would be not this. Symmetrical would be something more like this necklace. Everything is the same on each side. Asymmetrical, which is this necklace. And then there's radial balance, so that would be everything is around a center point, and that would be something like if you've ever done my wire wrapped rose ring. That is radial balance. And then there's intentional off balance, and that brings a lot of visual interest and motion. So this is asymmetrical, has 2 different sides, but it is balanced evenly on each side. These beads are larger, these beads are smaller, but there's 3 strands, so it's still balanced. Number 2 is emphasis, An emphasis is the focal point of the jewelry design that kind of catches the viewer's attention first. Examples might be a different color from the rest of the piece, a different size from the rest of the piece, different shape or different texture, kind of whatever gets your attention first. So the emphasis of this necklace would be this fun little knotted bead down here. Let me bring you in a little closer. I have this like knotted bead down here, and that is the emphasis of this necklace. What I have a tutorial for, a video tutorial for, is this actual knotted bead here. The main thing to think about with emphasis is to make sure what the actual emphasis of your necklace or whatever jewelry piece, I'm saying necklace because I'm showing your necklace, whatever the emphasis of your jewelry piece is what you intended it to be. So you may even want to walk away, come back, look at it, see what draws your attention, and make sure that is in fact what you want the emphasis to be. Number 3 is proportion, and proportion is kind of the feeling of unity when all the elements relate well to each other in a jewelry piece. So elements would be like the color, the size of the beads, the amount of the beads, that sort of thing. You don't really notice proportion unless something is out of proportion, and not only should you consider that the necklace itself is in proportion, like all the elements are proportioned to each other, but also the jewelry piece is in proportion to the person wearing it. Number 4 is movement. And movement is the path our eyes follow in a piece of jewelry. You can achieve movement through repetition, rhythm, and action. Emphasis and contrast also will create movement in your jewelry piece. We're going to talk about contrast in a second. So when you're designing your piece, just notice how your eyes move around the piece. And again, maybe just walk away from it, come back with fresh eyes, and just notice the movement. So we have repetition here. We have some movement over here. We have actual movement because these little terms dangle. And on this side we have like a bit of a difference, so it kind of causes your eye to move around. So that is movement. So number 5 is contrast. And contrast is created by using elements that conflict with one another, such as complementary colors or extremely light and dark values. Complementary colors are just colors that are directly opposite each other in the color spectrum, and you can see this on a color wheel, which is helpful, and you can see the colors directly opposite of each other on a color wheel. Examples of complementary colors would be blue and orange, green and red. Now this necklace I wouldn't say has that much contrast, except for the green is pretty light and the blue is pretty rich, so it is kind of a contrast, but they're not complementary colors and they're not extreme. So I don't know if I mentioned this, you may not have every element in every jewelry piece, but it's good to know all of the different design principles so you can utilize them when you want to. This would be an example of contrast. We have a light value here and dark. This piece is also a different shape and texture than the rest of the necklace, so we have contrast. It's also, this would be the emphasis of the necklace as well. Number 6 is unity, and unity is how the elements in a design work together. So unity can be created by proximity, grouping like items together, repeating a color or texture. So when you're designing a piece, you can just ask yourself, is there unity in this piece? And if not, how can you change it so there is? So I have like items together over here. We're repeating the blue color as well throughout the necklace. So there is unity in this necklace. And then the final design principle, number 7, is harmony. And harmony is how the different elements in a design relate to and complement each other. So this idea is a bit abstract, and there isn't something really specific to look for. It's just more a feeling that everything in the piece is working together. So those are the 7 basic principles of jewelry design. I find them most often helpful when I'm making a piece that's not working. You can just go through the design principles and then see if you can pinpoint the problem and then of course fix it. And earlier I mentioned my jewelry design workshop. This workshop is a little different from other workshops I've done in the past, and it's actually different from other workshops that I can actually find online. I'm teaching you my process from inspiration to completed collection. You'll get prompts for inspiration, how to pull ideas from your inspiration, sketching jewelry designs, refining your ideas, and then how to put together a jewelry collection if you want to do that. More importantly though, you'll develop your own jewelry style, get tons of inspiration for your jewelry creations. So you can learn more about it and see the actual curriculum at the link below the video. So I hope you enjoy this video and find it helpful. Remember to go over to my website if you learn better with words. I have a blog post, all 7 of the basic principles. Just click the link below the video. Be creative, and I'll talk to you soon.